back-to-back. They have won the Stanley Cup.
I think it's tough enough to win one. We've done two, so you might as well go for three, right?
Our time, baby, back to back. That's how we do it.
What do you think of this team?
Unbelievable. Nobody can beat us. Back to back years.
It's so much fun to be a part of. The crowd can have an effect on teams. The emotions get turned up.
And then last year they gave Vezina to somebody else. Number one bullshit. Oh, number one bullshit.
I don't give a shit what people say about Florida and hockey, but this is the best hockey town ever.
Here it is for you guys. Enjoy.
Welcome to We, the Thunder, home of your back-to-back Eastern Conference Final champions. Eastern Conference champions. Eastern Conference champions. Here we are. Guess what? We're toasting tonight. We're going to the Stanley Cup Finals. Thomas Schooley's in a bush.
He is the bush.
He has
Schooley is the bush.
Oh! Whoa! A little Thomas Schooley bush tease there. All right. I'll tell you what. We're gonna give it till let's go 11:20.
11:20.
I'm gonna put it up here.
My bubbly is fresh. The bubble, you can see the bubbly. It's the bubbling. Bubbling. We got the bubbly on tap. Ready for the cheers. The salute. The tradition that we have here, celebrating a series victory. 4 letters, oh so sweet. Right on the way to the Lightning three-peat. What can we say? What can we say? Victory.
All right, here's
Look
the deal.
at you, Dr. Seuss.
Get ready.
Wow.
Get ready.
I can't keep it elementary around here if you need me to.
All right, I'll tell you what. We're going to put the link in the chat. We will get as many people on here as we can for the toast to the team going to the Stanley Cup Finals for the third straight year. Hey, guess what? We lost our whole third line.
Can you believe
Yanni
it?
Gord, Blake Coleman, Goudreau. What are those guys up to
never
these
do it
days?
without Yanni Gord. We could never do it without Yanni Gord.
Blake Coleman was the heart and soul of the team.
Oh, pickles.
What are we going to do?
Sour pickles, we don't have them anymore. Oh, Gujo's on the Rangers now. Oh, he's on the Rangers. What are we going to do? Win.
Real quick, let
Win.
me do a shout out real quick before they end up walking away. We got Sarah Beardrow here. We got Kim Ricci here. We got Doris here. We got Heather here. All here that are usually in the chat. So just want to thank them for coming out here to my bush and saying hi.
To the bush.
You never know who's hiding in my bush.
You never know. You never know. Listen, can you get that guy? Can you get that guy out of the bush?
That's right. It's usually ladies. And you're, I don't know. Conversation for later. Conversation for later. Here we are, boys.
All right, we got.
Stanley Cup Finals in a row. We see what we have a couple already in the chat. We got a couple already.
Yeah, we got Jesse and Serena. You guys hold on. We're going to bring you on in a second. We're going to try to get some more people on. Let's see if we can break our record, which I think we've had like 7 on here before.
I think 7.
I think we can get up to 9 or 10. So if anyone wants to grab a drink, alcohol, water, Diet Pepsi, whatever you want, we're going to toast to this team going.
Yes.
back-to-back-to-back Eastern Conference champions. 4 more games to make it a legit dynasty, something that has not been said in the NHL for 40 years.
I think this is already it here, honestly.
It is to me. It doesn't matter win or lose.
Finals in a row, I think in a modern day, we'll get to this more later, I think. Well, not to spoil the show, but I think this is it. I think this cements it for me. And especially if you go back and look that now this is the 5th Stanley Cup final that Stamkos is playing in, right? Like the Coopers had his team in. They lost the first 2 they were in. Now they won 2. Like, you know what I mean? This is a big deal.
Yeah.
Big deal.
4th Stanley Cup final with Coach Coop in the
4th. That's right. 4th. That's right. The one, only the one.
I know. We're excited.
Chicago.
We're excited here.
The one to Chicago. That's right.
I'll tell you what I'll be toasting with here.
It's that 2015 to the Penguins that I always forget about.
I have poured myself an extra large Manhattan. The only thing to drink after taking out the New York Rangers, in my opinion.
Tonight, Mrs. Stash is the one that chose the cheers of choice. This is literally, after I've drank a few cheers with her, as I need to, this is half a bottle of champagne right here, ready to be cheers to the folks. When we get there, don't go away, folks, because we're just getting started. We're just getting started. It's like a celebration for New Year's Eve, right? Like, don't wait. The ball's about to drop. Everyone stick around, because as soon as the ball drops, then the party pops, right? Come on now.
Let me tell you about the atmosphere here at Amalie. Okay, the party is still going on. They were over capacity out on Thunder Alley for the watch party.
In the rain
they
to
were
start.
Over capacity inside the arena. That place was rocking. The outside, I would come out on the beer garden to see outside during intermission, and it was rocking down here. Down at Sparkman's Wharf, it was at capacity. Fuck this, not a hockey town. Fuck this, Stamkos isn't our captain. Fuck this, we needed point to be able to get to where we're at. And fuck the Mickey Mouse Stanley Cup Finals and all the others. You can take all that shit and shove it up your ass, and we're back in the Stanley Cup Final. And I'm sorry my sister's watching this, so I'm sorry.
Well, and this is exactly what I was going off to Mrs. Stash about right before we came on the show, is that this is what I think it cements us. You could sit there, and if the Lightning didn't have their sustained success going deep in the playoffs before this current run, then maybe you could say, okay, COVID Cup and salary cap cup, and you guys are just getting lucky after those 2. But no, this has been the winningest playoff team for the last decade in the NHL. They don't have the cup, but they have the most playoff wins. They have the most deep runs out of anybody. They've sustained this greatness for a decade now, almost a decade, and it's showing no signs of stopping. Okay, yeah, Paulie is playing his ass off right now, and he's showing out he's going to get paid, and we all know the writing's on the wall. But that doesn't mean, like, it was on the wall last year, right? When we were losing the entire third line, the writing's on the wall. No, guess what? The writing is on the wall for this. Now, not the third line, the 3rd trip in a row to the Stanley Cup Final. That's the writing that was on the wall, because Julian Brisebois and Jeffrey Vinnick as an owner, John Cooper and all of his assistants, Darsh, Lalonde, Halpy, Al Murray in the scouting room, and all his guys, all his team down there doing their due diligence, doing their work, finding guys like Paul and Hagel. This team isn't going anywhere. This team is going nowhere except for deep again and again and again. Get used to it, everyone else, because this is what championship hockey looks like right here in Tampa.
Yeah, and if you never really believed in this team, that and we were talking smack about the cups they've won, or really anything about this team, you just weren't really watching. You just really haven't been watching this team like a lot of
head-to-head block is on.
The people on the screen right now, the people in the chat right now, the people watching, and the people celebrating behind Thomas Schooley and all over Tampa right now, they know. They remember what's up.
Yeah. Hey, listen, real quick, shout out to David Carrera in Okinawa, Japan, right now, live, watching us from Okinawa, halfway around the world, man. Well, actually, all the way around the world, whatever.
All the way.
The other side of the world.
It's having lunch right now. This
We're
is a lunch
global
toast.
up in this bitch right now. We the Thunder going global with the distant Thunder. We're here. We're ready to fucking do it. We're off the script right now. This feels like the cusp. Like we've already I don't want to get complacent now, right? We got to enjoy this moment now. Take it for what it is, and then tomorrow wake up and know there's still work to do, right?
There's 4 more games to win. It's not over. Maybe the biggest challenge we've got yet. Maybe the easiest challenge. We don't know. Hey, let's start bringing some people on because I see we're lined up. I don't even know if we have capacity for anyone else because you guys keep jumping on here.
We are
gonna do the toast.
Yes, man.
Let's bring everyone on here, and I don't even know if we can fit.
Holy cow!
Yeah, we're full.
Oh man.
We got Peter Blake here. We got Jesse here.
Adrian.
We got Adrian, Serena. Adrian is butt naked right now.
Of course he is. Until the way he watches games at home. That's how he watches them in public too. If you've ever been to a watch party, he watches them naked in public as well.
Yeah.
All right.
You still don't like the Lord.
Can you turn down your volume?
Let's go. Adrian. Let's go around starting with Jesse. Do you can say something for the toast or you can pass it on to the next one. So you start first, Jesse. Eastern Conference Finals champs on to the Stanley Cup Finals again.
We got more work to do. I mean, let's go. Let's enjoy this and let's get this third cup.
Love it. Peter Blake from the studio.
Yes.
Love it.
Absolutely. Great night for Tampa Bay Lightning fans. Enjoy it while you have it. This is a beautiful time.
I'll let you turn on midnight.
Captain and a Steven Stamkos. Best
Main lamp.
impact, be the main guy with the 2 goals. Like I said on my post, My Chemical Romance song, Helena for the New York Rangers tonight. So long and good night, Tampa Bay in the Stanley Cup Final on Wednesday night. Enjoy, Lightning fans.
Adrian.
Awesome. Adrian.
Yeah.
What do you got to say?
Fuck New York.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
We'll take it.
Sarah.
New York.
Sarah, and she's got the queen with her. The queen, Kim, is there too. What do you guys have to say for the toast?
Come on!
Yeah!
All right.
Well said.
I don't know what to say.
The other person
Speechless.
in the same room as Black Nipple Brown Man.
Serena.
Anything to say?
Stammer power. That's what we say.
Too much. You sure too much.
You can't touch this.
And Roscoe to the bottom left corner.
You can't touch this.
Don't worry, we're gonna play that more. We got the Orozco's there in the.
Orozco's.
What's going on with you guys? Any words for the toast here?
All I can say is unbelievable. It's a great time to live in Tampa Bay. Yes,
Boom.
Tampa Bay. Let's go for this three-peat. Let's get Packer Room at number 4, baby. Let's freaking go.
Yes. We got Cause, first time caller. I like that. I like that background you have behind you. It looks like you got some drinks set up right on there ready to go.
It.
I like it.
He made it. He made it, and he sells it.
I know. I've seen those. My eyes on them.
There you go. I need one of those right there.
Guys,
Let's go. Cheers.
Love it.
Cheers.
everyone else out there.
Cheers.
Stash, take us home. Stash, take us home.
2022 On the cup final. Let's go Bolts. Cheers.
All right.
Go Bolts. Go Bolts.
Another round. Cheers. Go Bolts.
Go Bolts. Go Bolts.
Go Bolts.
All right. It sounds like the crowd anomalies all along with the fun too. All right, folks, we're gonna let you go, but we're gonna open up the phone lines here. We're gonna talk about the game. We're gonna talk about the matchup coming up. So we appreciate you all. You make the show. It's called We the Thunder. It's not about these guys. It's about you guys and all of us together who've been watching this thing for a long time now. And here we are getting the payments back. And that's all behind Thomas Scully. It is crazy right now at Amalie Arena.
And what, 40 minutes after game time? Right?
Oh, they got the TV shot going live.
Yeah.
They're like, don't mind that man in the bush over there.
Scully's in the bush. Another round. Another round.
I had to actually move from the bush. Now I'm on the hitch because the bush was too wet and was messing up my laptop. So
musty bush.
Yes.
It was a wet, musty bush.
It was wet.
Hey, we got we got a call coming in
had
here.
Well, hey,
what's
Mother
up?
Nature had to come through and give it a good dousing.
Yeah. There's
a good omen. What a great omen. We were talking about on the pregame. Oh, it's been raining, Jaffe is there and all that. And then right at game time, the sun comes out. And everyone is able to be there. And it was insane. I mean, Scully said it already. We went out in the intermission and looked down there, and it was just insanity down there. That was part of it right there. I mean, they were there. Everyone was there. You know?
Yeah. Hey, we got it looks like I think it's James calling in. James, how you doing?
Hey, man. They did it. Woo. They freaking did it. Let's go right now.
Did you ever doubt them in the last 3 years? Listen.
No, and as a matter of fact, I will show you in our group message. I said it. I have it screenshotted. I said Bolton 6. I am getting my receipt right now for that call.
Listen, I don't want to just before you come on, I want to say this for me, I was the most calm I've been during this game, maybe in the last 3 seasons, honestly. And
good because
my wife, that's not saying a lot. That's not saying a lot. Okay, that's not saying that I'm like, oh, just sitting there crocheting and like, no, I'm still pacing. I'm still doing my gimmick, but I'm just not nervous. And Mrs. Stash is like, I don't like it when you're this calm. Like you're not. I'm like, I was channeling. No, I was channeling the guys. I was channeling the guys on the ice and the way they were playing. Calm, cool, collected, concise hockey. What do you think, James? Is that the right championship hockey, right?
Vasilevsky in clinching games now has saved 219 out of 222 for a .99 percentage.
Say it again.
That is unbelievable.
Say it again.
219 out of 222 in his last 8 clinching games. Unbelievable. Like you can't write that. You just can't. You cannot even write that without it sounding insane. Listen, and I know we're going to talk a bunch about Colorado and what that looks like, and I think this might be the best series that I've seen in a long time. Because you got a really good offense against a really good offense as well, but you also have a very good defense too. And how are we going to slow down the offense? And I think the Lightning will find a way to do it. I know for me, I'm going to say, not to jump too far ahead, but I think that series is going to go the distance. That's going to be a 7-gamer. I don't see how it wouldn't be. But regardless of that, as far as tonight goes, yeah, I think you hit it on the head. Like, it's hard not to be nervous.
5 or 6 games.
But at the same time, like, you sit there and you're just like, we're okay. Like, even when the Rangers tied it, yes, it sucked. But, man, like, watching Steven Stamkos tonight play the way he did, in games like this and in series like this, your stars have to be stars. Kucherov, Palat, Stamkos. Those guys did so much for this series. And that play where they set it up, I mean, Palat hit a beautiful pass to Kucherov. who just put it right on Stamkos, and it was lucky bounce.
But you heard Ferraro,
I mean,
though.
that's going to happen.
You heard Ferraro on the call, right? When they went into the replay, because in real time they didn't see who made the outlet. Like they said, "Oh, beautiful outlet pass to Kucherov." Then they look at the replay, like it's Palat making the outlet pass. Shocker. Yeah, there he is. This guy is making
that guy?
Finally after he's been a linchpin for so long in this team. I mean, it's not like he's really overproducing right now. It's just when he's doing it is way more in the limelight than in previous times when they've made these runs, right? And so I think he's making. I mean, he's going to make a shit ton of money next year, but he's just showing how this team is so deep. They could do anything they want. Like they were talking about Gerard Gallant, and let's not even talk about the fact that he scratched a healthy player for a guy who couldn't play 3 entire periods.
Stupid move. If I was
why
him,
did he keep Capo out? I don't understand. And he was one of their most dynamic guys.
Horrible.
Give him more minutes.
But that's what happens when you're facing desperation. They were desperate.
Well, that's what happens when you're facing a team that can roll any line that they need to, even without Braden Point, right?
But the funny thing that happened after that last loss is no Rangers fans believed they were even going to win this game.
No.
Even I listened to another Locked On Rangers podcast, did not believe they were going to win this game. It almost felt like their own reporters did not believe they were going to win this game. Like
the tweets I was reading beforehand. The tweets I was reading beforehand, that especially when the news came out that Philly had selected either Trotz or Tortorella, was their 2 finalists. I saw so many Ranger fans in there saying you can have Gallant after tonight for blowing up our lineup, and I was like, wow, they're ready to just ship him on out because of this. Yeah, they did not like the moves just to get into the game, and I don't know if that's the move you make in Game 6.
That seems desperate. That doesn't seem calculated. That seems desperate, right?
Yeah.
So, well, hey James, looks like we got some other people who are trying to call in, man. Wait, let's get you back in. Come next round. We love you calling in, man. You always bring great takes. You always bring great insight, and you always support our show. We love it, man. Go Bolts! Thanks for calling in tonight after we win Game 6. Dude, I'm still on cloud 9, man.
Yeah, go Bolts, and I'm just happy to be here. But thanks, guys. Good luck, and we'll see you in the Stanley Cup Finals, baby. Let's go.
All right, man. Take care and go Bolts. And you know what? I think I cut him off. He was going to give me a go Bolts there. Sorry, James. But you know what? I don't know if anyone said it any better, and this kind of goes along with James' comments tonight, was Tortorella himself with the quote, "We created a monster." Yeah, he did. That was, how long ago was that sweep? Because it feels like forever ago, and we have not lost a playoff series.
It seems like it barely didn't even happen, right? It seems like it didn't happen anymore.
Was tonight 12 straight series wins?
Yep.
2 teams in history. This is not just like some joke. This is the best.
No, it's 11. It's 11.
So now they're at 11. They have 2.
4 to 1 Stanley Cup.
They have 2 in front of them, but only 2 teams have had better playoff performances than the Tampa Bay Lightning. And if you put Vasi in that mix for his individual performance,
hey, real quick though, let's do the math though, right? Because everyone is over there like falling all over the fact that Colorado has only lost 2 games, or 4 games. I'm sorry, en route, 4 games en route to 2, right? They've lost 2, right?
2
games, yeah.
2. Lightning only lost 5. Like that's still, like, you know what I mean? And we swept basically the Eastern Conference version of them.
Yeah.
Like, really? Like, let's be honest. Like, I really think that the Panthers are the Eastern Conference version of the Colorado Avalanche.
Listen, they faced 2 teams that didn't have their starting goalies. We touched on this before.
Just like the team we played. What do you know?
No Soros for Nashville. No Binnington for St.
They took
Louis.
Binnington out.
Yeah.
And then listen. I think that they don't get past St. Louis.
No.
Hey,
I really don't.
I'm gonna stop you guys here because you guys get to talk all the time. Debbie's been waiting. Debbie's
been waiting.
Debbie, I think.
Hey, Thomas.
Hey there.
Hey, Thomas.
There's Earl.
Go Bolts.
There it
Love the
is.
shirt. Another round. Why not? Why
There
not?
it is.
Let's go for one more round.
Boat parade or bust.
Wait, what's that? Another
Yeah, are
round?
we doing shots?
Well,
Are you guys already
did you
done with
miss
your
the
stuff?
toast? We'll take another one
I
with
was
you.
waiting for you, and you guys never come on. I come out, I'm like, let me just redo it, and then you're there, and I'm like, shit, I missed it.
Listen,
Well,
let's do
guess
another
what?
toast. Let's do another toast.
Celebration.
Last one until we win the next round. How about that?
Yes.
One more
Yes.
toast to
the
the
next
Bolts Eastern
round.
Conference
Oh,
Finals
you
champions.
can all see.
Cheers.
Champions.
Cheers.
Champions.
All right,
That's
I do
about
have.
the 8th one I've had tonight.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Well, we started early. We changed it up so we'd win. You
There
gotta
you
do that.
go.
You gotta change it up when you're watching so they win, you know?
Hey,
just
whatever you're
weird.
doing, it worked. All
It's
right.
working.
It works.
It's working. No, but seriously, I love everything you guys have said. And it's crazy. Like, everybody gets so upset. And it's like, just let them do what they do and cheer them on. And we got this.
Yeah.
You know?
They
I
know
think
what
our
to do.
worst enemy with Colorado is going to be the Mile High Stadium and the oxygen level up there for our team.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Yeah, maybe. They
No,
got home ice advantage.
Yeah.
It's going to be the amount of weed that our players smoke.
That might be a factor as well.
That's usually what it is.
Wait,
Contact.
can we get
It's
up
gonna
to
be the
CBD
contact
so I don't have to smoke it?
Yeah, it's
What?
the
They don't just
contact.
do the CBD instead of smoke it?
Listen,
Oh,
I
yeah.
did the Manhattan for beating New York. If we beat Colorado, do I need to like light a big blunt on this for our toast?
You're right.
I don't think you can do that on
That's a
Facebook.
good idea.
You might just need a tent over your head, you know, because apparently that's what they do up there. Who knows?
Up there.
All right, we're gonna let you go to get some other people on. But any last words for the Thunder out there?
We got this.
We got this.
Battle, but you know what? I'm confident the boys can do it. Just nobody else gets hurt, and we're good.
I believe.
Yep.
And I'll cry with you guys in the last game when we win.
I'm knocking on wood for you right there.
All right. Well, we better see you. Call back in after we get 4 more wins. All right.
Right.
I will.
We will do.
Thank you.
All right.
Thanks for being the Thunder.
Thank you, Thomas.
Go,
Go Bolts.
That's right. Go Bolts.
All right. We also got the Orozcos
There
on
they
the
are.
phone, or at least one. Are you still there?
I am still here, gentlemen. My wife
it.
is there. She's watching while I'm
Damn it.
talking.
I thought we had
reversed
lost
this
you.
either.
I mean, I hoped we. I mean, I thought. Wait, I had feared we had lost you. Sorry.
What did you think of tonight's
Oh, come
game?
Well, let's just start with the 4 stars. And that's what I want to start with in order. The captain, number 91 himself,
Boom.
Steven Stamkos. Let's just start there. All right, that dude was lights out. Like,
Best
I
player
was
on the
talking
ice
about the
tonight.
dial being an 11.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That dude's on
Talking about the
15.
dial being an 11. Stamkos was an 11. The team was like a 10.5, but Stamkos was an 11 out
He
there.
finished the last game at a 15, and he carried it right over. Right.
And then we're going to go with number 2, Andre Vasilevsky. If it wasn't for that bullshit penalty, because New York obviously took ballet lessons. During
Oh, that was a
the
dive.
offseason.
That was
It's
a
no
dive.
different
If you've
with
ever
these
seen a dive, that
Listen,
was a dive. He
Broadway.
just fell
The Broadway
straight down.
bitch, see, that's the Broadway bitches.
If it
right
wasn't,
there.
if it wasn't for that, we'd be talking about another Andre Vasilevsky shutout in a series clinching victory with a save percentage other than God himself. Nothing better would have been that.
Yes.
And then we would talk about Nikita Kucherov being the number 3 star, followed by the blue collar guy that plays like a white collar player, and Andre Palat. There's your 4 stars of the game right there.
Hey, let's add one more.
Yeah.
And everyone that was at the stadium, it was loud.
Electric.
It was loud. And here's one thing.
The 5th star of the fans.
Here's one thing I learned tonight. I was switching back and forth between the Canadian Sportsnet broadcast and the ESPN broadcast. And guess what? If you tune into the Sportsnet broadcast, it's cranked up like to a 10. You hear all of the chants. It's ridiculous. I was telling Carly, I was like, look at this. Like, I'll put on ESPN. You can't even hear a thing. You put on the Sportsnet broadcast. I guess they have different mics that they set up around the arena. You could hear you guys chanting, Vasi's better. for the whole time. I mean, it was crazy how much of a difference it was. So I know not everyone has access to the Canadian feed or whatever, but man, ESPN needs to adjust their speakers at Amalie.
Yeah.
Nah, they just want to keep playing Mark Messier sucking off the rags.
Hey,
for
no, you know what though?
Listen though, there you go.
Listen though, he gave Tampa their credit finally, because you can't not, right? You can't not eventually give Tampa their credit. They hated to do it. I mean, Jackie Redmond couldn't say Lightning without getting physically ill. She's such a Toronto fan, but finally, yesterday she had to fucking give them their due. EJ Radick had to give them their due. Like, you know, I mean, these guys, like, there's only a couple guys on that network that were really saying the Lightning are the better team and they should be the team to win. They lost 5 periods of this series, right? Because they won that 3rd period of game 2. They just didn't quite come back and finish the comeback, right? They almost did. Not quite. They almost did. They played way better in the second half of that second game. So, aside from that first game from Rust, and that second game where they were still just a little bit trying to figure out matchups a little bit, they came back and won 4 in a row. Bit of the reverse sweep or whatever it is. You know what I mean? Like they still beat this
it was
team
a
4
reverse
games in a row.
sweep.
Yeah.
I mean, what?
Hey, Stash.
Yeah.
Hey, Stash. I'm sorry to interrupt, guys. Stash.
No,
We talked about this before. This team reminds us of the 04 team. Remember the 04 team being down 0-2 versus the Capitals?
Yep.
Look at that. Look what happened.
Exactly, dude. And it was the captain. It was the guys at the top of that line that were coming through in that series. You know what I mean? The finals were a little bit different. It took, the depth came through, but in that series, it was the guys, they're leading the way. And that's what I love about tonight. And this series really is that it talked about matchups ad nauseum, matchups. And yet, guess what? Braden Point's gone. All that does is put Stamkos on that first line. And you put him in the middle of the ice. He was born to play the middle of the ice. And you got guys like Palat and Kucherov on the either side of him. That line's deadly. Even if so, okay, let's talk about this. If Point comes back, not if he comes back for game 1, clearly he'll be back for the next round. I think we all agree that, right? Like after everything we've seen, he'll be back for game 1. 3 more days.
We don't know anything.
Break up that top line.
Well, he's coming back. No, he's definitely coming back.
Do you break up that top line?
He's coming back, guys.
Right. So do you put Point on that top line and Stammer and then move Stammer again? Or do you put him on that line with Cirelli and Killer and put Cirelli and Killer on the wing with him on the center of the ice, and then you move Hagel down with Colton and Paul, and then your 4th line goes back to being that 4th line, which, by the way, just a little feather in my cap, I did say after last game, if it was a home game, we would have seen that 4th line a lot more. How much did we see that 4th line at the early beginning of this game? A lot. And they played really, really well. They created a lot of chances. Riley Nash even had a couple of chances. They were there.
Riley Nash was. Let's give him the 6-star because he was incredible
that guy
tonight.
deserves an honorable. That guy deserves a participation award for sure. Like that guy participated the hell out of this game.
He was skating like he has not won back-to-back cups. Oh wait,
right.
He hasn't.
Right, exactly.
Like him, Paul, Perry, those guys were all out there to play tonight.
These are things that these guys miss on these national talking head shows. Is that it's the right salt and pepper. It's like all these cooking shows I sit here and watch with my wife at home. It's the right seasonings. It's the right recipe. It's the guys that have been here long enough to know what it takes to win, and bringing in a few guys. Sure, we lost them, but you know what? We might have been complacent if we had the exact same team as last year, right? We might have been complacent. We might have lost right?
The interviews with the players are not going long. They have very few words to say because they're partying in there. Andre Vasilevsky was asked about his captain, Steven Stamkos, the best captain in my life. Just amazing. It's its only captain. And then when Kucherov did not add his thoughts, the two of them got up, walked off the stage, and Vasi flashed a thumbs up, and they left.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
And the trophy is being presented to the team in the VIP area right now.
Yeah.
So,
bro, listen, and I love how they're starting a whole new tradition. This is not only is this a dynasty team, they're changing the tradition, right? With the way they had the cup photo with the whole team, and they just did it tonight with the memorial trophy, right?
Yep. I don't know
Like
if you guys
they've touched it every year. The same 3 guys have touched it all 3 years so far, and then they brought McDonough up there, and then he touched it, and then they hadn't even picked it up before. They just kind of touched it and stood there. This year they got the entire team, the whole thing, and then he picked it up. They picked it up and skated off the ice with it. When's the last time you saw a team pick the conference final trophy from either conference up and skate off the ice with it? That's completely blowing superstition right out of the water, right? Right? Am I wrong?
I have no idea.
That doesn't happen, right? They like shy away from it, right? That's
did they show on TV
right?
Point being down there?
I didn't see Point at all.
He was on the bench?
No, Point came out in a suit once they won it. He was on a suit, and let me tell you, every single one of the players went up there, hugged him, and like was patting him. Like you could definitely tell. And they said once Point went down, their motto was "Win this for Pointer," and you could tell them seeing him on the ice when they finished their handshake lines. He was standing there to the side near the bench, and each player made sure they went over to him, gave him a hug, grabbed him, and it was really cool to see there in the arena.
Yeah. Well, and listen, a lot of people shit on the handshake line. Those are the people that don't understand this game. I made this public, this post publicly on the internet. I've said it vocally.
Yes.
This is the best thing in all sports.
Stammer lifted
Did he lift it? Did he skate off with it, though? I thought he lifted it and put it down.
I thought he was skating back to the bench last year also.
I thought he just picked it up and put it down. But whatever. No one else does it. But anyways, that right there. And that was good, but then Kucherov's right behind him. And the Kucherov thing is even better because they chuckle and
with
you know
Panarin.
what I mean?
That was Kuch and Panarin.
Yeah, no. Well, Kuch and Shesterkin had a pretty good interaction as well, actually. So, and then, the Russia guys. And then you get to see Gallant and Coop. It's like, how good of a guy you have to be as a coach for every single coach that you play against to be like, man, I respect the hell out of you. And there's always that. There's always interaction between him and whatever coach he's talking to, right? You don't see that in other series. It's a handshake, good job, blah, blah. Like Coop somehow has this personal relationship with all these other coaches. Or he's
him and Gallant are good friends, good friends.
Trotz and but all these guys, even the last years, Panthers guy, what's his name?
Barnett.
Yeah, they had hey, goalie got you right now, but you know what I mean? He just has this rapport somehow. And that one too, the Gaudreau thing, that was the other one. That's what really made it really cool, was because what that's being said, right? Gaudreau's like, hey, I knew what it's going to take to beat you guys. We did our best, but when you beat the Avs, make sure you call me for the party, right? Right? He's like, don't forget your boy.
I'll attend the boat parade.
Because I was there for the first two, right? That's what he's saying.
I hope your rings aren't better the third time, because I love those first two.
Yeah.
All right, Orozco, you got anything else? We'll open up the phone line for someone else. Do you have any final words before we step back into the
what do you think about the matchup with the Avalanche?
Yeah, I got two final thoughts. So I know you guys were talking about earlier about the lines. How about this line? How about Nick Paul, obviously Braden Point, and then Cirelli on that line? Drop Cole Lawrence on that line with Hagel, and then I guess Ross Colton in the middle maybe. And then obviously in order to pick up that fourth line. So that's my thought going for line two. Because obviously right now the Steven Stamkos line with Kucherov and Palat is 11 on the dial. So
yeah.
Okay.
And then my final thought is that it's been an unbelievable run, guys. And I'm glad you guys have been here for a part of it, guys. I love what you guys do. You guys are amazing. I support you guys. I reached out for friends to start watching it, so hopefully people jump on board because you guys do amazing things.
You're making me cry, bro. Stop it.
We were here when this run started, and we'll be here afterwards too. So we appreciate you, man. Hopefully you will call back during our next celebration podcast. Which will be after we win 4 more games. So we'll see you then.
Oh, you know it, baby. You know it. I'm trying to find tickets in Colorado to go to the game out there since I'm closer there than back to Tampa right now. So
go be the Thunder. Go be the Thunder. This is the Thunder. We need you.
Go do it. I'll be broadcasting from New Mexico, actually.
Thanks so much. Enjoy your night, and hey, go Bolts.
Go Bolts, baby.
Yeah, man. If you can call us international, bro, you can call. You can call David Carrera International from Japan.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll put the
what the international
up
code is.
there yet.
Yeah.
I don't think I did. Hold on. We'll put the number up there. And it sounds like it's still pretty crazy there. Thomas, if you're there, what was the
he's having a break.
What was
he's on a Twix
what was
break.
it like at the arena? I said earlier that I switched to the Canadian broadcast, and it was so loud. It was noticeably different than the U.S. broadcast.
It was
pretty loud there tonight.
Thunder Nation really stepped up today. This Bolts Nation really got loud, got behind the team. You could see right out the beginning of the game that the Lightning were coming like crazy. I think it was like 12 shots to 4 or 5 at the beginning, and the place was going nuts. We've heard several chants tonight, and anytime any of the Ranger fans started with the Igor, Bolts fans quickly followed it up with sucks. So it was definitely drowning out the New York fans. They were loud. They had the Vassie's better chant that was really loud in there. I still hate, for some reason, this organization cannot get it together that after Vassie makes a good save, to not play music and let the place chant Vassie. Every single time the Vassie chant started on a great save that he ended up holding the puck, the music came on and drowned it out. I would have loved to heard 19,000 people just chanting Vassie without any music.
And
playing.
they should start it on the big screen. We got to get a hold of Bolts Vision.
Yeah.
Where's Greg?
Well, hey, listen. Baby steps. Hey, I want to get on my soapbox because, like, that really pisses me off. That, man, I guess it's also a little bit of a stroke of the ego to realize that NHL Network went all out for their broadcast for Thursday's game in New York.
Right outside the arena.
Right outside the arena. All the legends of the Rangers. All that. You know what?
Lundqvist on the broadcast.
It's
New York, man.
There. There's 2 other guys. The other guy that was there. I forget his name now. But they were just parading. It was a 2.5-hour pregame show. Joe Smith came in and we talked about this after the last game. But like I did say something. Like they kind of ate some crow a little bit after the game and yesterday on their show. But did they come down to Tampa and set it up and have a broadcast and show our fan base? Did they get Hobby Boolin in town? Did they bring Vinny LeCavalier down here for us to possibly go into a 3rd consecutive Stanley Cup final? No.
Did they call We the Thunder?
Same 3 old dudes in the studio from fucking New York or wherever the hell they are. They have their headquarters for NHL Network. I think it's New Jersey, actually. Like, I just don't understand why this league isn't getting behind this fan base and this franchise. Like, they could be promoting the hell out of what is going on right now. This could be a huge thing. I mean, look at Sonia Bryson alone. The fact that we have a veteran singing our national anthem and she's like a spokesperson. Could be an American spokesperson, right? Like,
with MS.
Not that she necessarily wants it, but I'm just saying, like, that's a story. I haven't seen a single story about Sonia Bryson.
with MS at that too.
Right. And they didn't even say that. And I don't know that she's trying to promote that she does or not, but they said something about her having COVID, but they didn't mention her battle with MS. They didn't bring that up, right? They're not coming down here doing stories on our guys, on our fan base, on the people that have been here for 20 some odd years. That we've been here. I mean, it was cool to see hear Ferraro talk about playing in the barn, because he did. He played at the fairgrounds, and they talked about playing at the Dome in St. Pete, and all. So I mean, that's cool. But like, I just don't know why the league continues to refuse after the third time in a row, and showing that our like the boat parades, everyone is jealous of our celebrations, and yet you don't want to come down here and put a fan base on display when all the chips are on the table against the biggest market team in the league, and half of their fan base live in our market. Though that's the other thing, half of their fan base lives down, or at least a good percentage of their fan base lives in our market. Like that's, I just, hey,
listen,
we did have Freddie Modine in the building. I forget
exactly.
Gronk was in the video, right?
Gronk was in the video. Freddie Modine was here, and I forget who the other 04 champion was that was here. If someone was in there,
you know who really created a monster? It's Gary Bettman. Gary Bettman created a monster by putting a hockey franchise in this market, not knowing that of all the transparent people that live here, that hockey would be the one thing that all of us could get behind. Not baseball.
Pavel Cabino was the other one.
Hockey. Yeah, Pavel was there, which is funny because him and Pally are from the same hometown.
All right, I'm going to knock you off your
beer update. There's only 3 sitting on the thing today. Everybody finished their beers tonight.
Our PSA worked from Thursday
go.
night. Hey, I think we got David on the line. We got David on the line. Where are you?
What's up, boys?
Yeah, where are you calling from?
Okinawa?
Okinawa, Japan, brother.
There you go.
Okinawa, Japan.
Distant Thunder is real.
It is totally real. We didn't get a lot of love either. I was there. I lived there 2003 through 2009. I had tickets down to 114, right on the glass. I saw Game 7 in Tampa when we won the Cup, and all these guys, ABC, all they kept talking about was the legend of Keith Primo when we played the Flyers. They were talking about, how, Calgary was going to kick our asses left and right. It was absolutely nothing about the Lightning. And to this day, Vinny lives in Tampa. And not to highlight him or anything like that. These guys are just, I don't know, man. But I'm just, that's negative, and I'm all positive now because, dude, we're going to get a three-peat. This is ridiculous. This is probably one of the most cohesive teams I've seen in a long time. And we've got, I consider Braden Point like Marty St. Louis reincarnated. This guy just doesn't stop. He just goes and goes and goes, and I hope we see him in the next series, guys.
Yeah, I hope so. How the heck do you watch the game in Japan?
You're in the military, right?
It's funny because, I called, dude. My wife screwed my wife. Listen, ESPN screwed everything. I used to watch on NHL Network, right? And it was fine for the first. I've been here since 2017. It was perfect. And then ESPN screwed it all. And so now I went on the Facebook group, and they gave me a link. I don't know how the hell I watch these games, but it's a weird link, and it just seems to work. So I watch them live, man, and it's amazing. I've been a fan. I'm an old Hartford Whalers fan, and the last game the Whalers played in Hartford was Tampa Bay. And
the Whale?
They got up and moved. Yeah, dude, the Whale. I was an old Whaler fan, dude. And when I was a kid, and when the Lightning came into town and the Whalers took off, I said, screw it. I'm a Lightning fan. I lived in New York City for 3 years. I saw the Lightning. I moved down to Tampa, got season tickets right away. I'm no dummy, and just saw them go. And, we've moved with the military a lot. Went to D.C. I watched the Caps every time the Lightning were in town. And when we moved to Okinawa, man, I told my son, because we had a kid in 2012, and I told him, I'm like, you've been here half your life, but when we get to the States in 2023, I'm taking you to your Lightning game, buddy. And he's in love with Kucherov, man. The kid, every time Kucherov scores, he jumps, he goes nuts. He's losing his mind today, and it's just a good time. The Distant Thunder is real. This team is for real, and we need to get our the media needs to get behind it. You know what I mean? Because we're no longer a fluke. This isn't some kind of oh, well, how did that happen? No, man, this is recruiting. This is getting feeding your farm from Syracuse. This is everything.
Yeah,
Dave,
there's no more. That's cute. Oh, Florida hockey. That's cute. No, we're not cute anymore. We're real. We have been for years. This isn't a comeback. We've been here for years.
real quick, Dave, are you there? Dave, are you there for the military?
Yeah.
All right, shoot me a message, and I'll make sure me and the Thunderbolts get a box of swag sent out to you and your son and your wife, and we'll get it over to you in Japan.
Dude,
so
I appreciate that.
shoot me a message, and we'll make sure we get you some swag.
This is how we do
All right, brother.
We give shit away here.
I appreciate it. It's not necessary, but I appreciate it, guys. And I love listening to you guys after the game because, I remember during the Florida series, I was listening to you guys, and then I flipped over to YouTube and listened to the poor guy crying his ass off about how we're getting the calls and all that sort of stuff. Eventually people are going to start realizing it's not the referees. It's not the, we're not messing with the goalie. It's skill. It's skill, and we play our game.
Discipline.
And when we play our game 100%, we contain them.
Discipline.
Yeah. And tonight was a perfect example of that because how many legit penalties were just not called? The interference call where Perry just got knocked over.
Hedman got his cake.
That was a drive-by right there. That was a full-on drive-by.
And we got one
looking at it. And look, and how long did it show them? How long did it take for them to show that replay too? Right? That's how I knew it was
forever.
Fishy. Right? That's how I knew it was fishy.
This goes game 7,
right?
And
you guys have watched hockey long enough, right?
This goes game 7, and he gets suspended. This goes game 7. The league reviews that hit. He gets suspended for sure.
I agree. I totally agree. So
yeah.
Well, hey man, thanks for calling in all the way from the other side of the planet. Thanks for following us. Thanks for your support.
Thanks for taking the call, brother. Appreciate
Thomas
it.
Schooley, Thunderbolts, they got your back. We the Thunder, we got your back. You got our back. Hey man, we love the military around here. That's how we do in Tampa Bay anyways. So thanks for calling in, brother. We'll see you next round, yeah?
Thanks, boys. I appreciate it. Go Lightning.
Go Lightning. Thanks for representing. That opens up the phone line if anyone else wants to call. Give us a call here. By the way, put the hashtag 3Pete if you want to win that Malectronic speaker tonight. Let's see how many people we got in there. Only 14. So get on that. Add that to your comment or just comment hashtag 3Pete. We'd love to see what you guys thought of the 3 stars of the game. I think that's pretty simple. Stamkos number 1, Vassie number 2. Number 3 is kind of open for debate. I'm giving it to the fans tonight.
I'm giving it to Amelie Arena.
There's Pointer in the picture in the background there.
Oh, snuck his head through. Are you sure that's not Hagel?
Listen. But no. Here's the funny thing: when they were showing footage of Pointer on the ice in the pre-skate early this morning, he was skating with Cirelli, and Cirelli and him look like twins a little bit from the overhead shot with their hair hanging out of the helmet, and they were both kind of bent over, kind of taking they were like double rainbows, going two beautiful rainbows in the night. And I was like, wait, is that Hagel? That's Cirelli. It's just crazy that we have these guys that are so deep and so talented. You can, you that's one thing. Look, it's okay. So Billy Jaffe,
spit it out because Derek Yates is waiting here to comment, and you just are at a loss of words.
So Billy Jaffe is the guy on NHL Network that they use to be in the arena, guy on the scene, and do his reports. Pre-game today, they were talking about asking about injuries, who's in, who's out for the Rangers, going on, making changes, blah, blah, blah. Point was out there skating almost full tilt, right? In the pre-games and all that. And Billy Jaffe straight up said, I don't think they need him. Let me say that again. Billy Jaffe said, I don't think, in parentheses, the Lightning need their best player, in parentheses, to beat the Rangers. Does anybody give respect to that fact? That's our best player. And they said even on the broadcast, we all heard it. If you're listening to ESPN, Brayden Point is our best player. No, Jaffe might be a clown, but he made a good point, David. He made a good point. They didn't need him. He's a clown, but he was right. He was right here. The Lightning did not need their best player to come back and to really only lose 4.5 periods to the Rangers. It resulted in losing 2 games, but they lost 4.5 periods, came back and won 4 in a row. Like, you can't undersell this. How do you undersell this? How do you undersell this team? I don't understand it.
Hey, someone was asking for our predictions for the next round. We are going to give our predictions for Stanley Cup Finals, how many games it's going to take the Lightning to win and three-peat. Derek Yates is on the phone. What up?
Derek.
What's going on, fellas? I barely have a voice after this game. It was electric. Like, the entire time I'm down there in 126 and we're behind Vasi, and then when they switched and Eagle was down there in the second and we scored, the place went crazy. It was Igor taunts, Vasi better. I mean, it was just crazy. At one point, I think it was in the third, we're celebrating, I think, after Santos. The glass on the side is the fans are just shaking it, and the glass is popping off there.
It broke. You guys broke the glass. You guys broke the glass tonight.
Yeah, they did it twice. I don't know if they showed it the second time.
I just saw it once. They had the delay.
Behind Vasi, at the end of the game, when the trophy was being brought out, they were shaking the glass again, and it popped out again down at the bottom. It was crazy. I don't know why this team, this city, the organization, it doesn't get the respect it deserves any place. And it's crazy. What Vinnick has done for this city and for this team, just, I mean, the community hero thing aside, just everything else that he does, it's just, I don't know why we never get the respect we deserve. But that's fine. Let him keep doing that. We'll keep winning cups. We'll keep having boat parades. We'll keep wearing another round. We'll keep celebrating. And at some point, they're going to have no choice but to recognize this team for the dynasty that it is.
Better recognize.
Yeah, exactly. It's just not. They're not going to have any choice but to recognize.
You want to get that respect and hear it. If they win 4 more games,
this is it. This is
how they do it.
Yeah, this is how they do it. Sorry, I'm lit.
No one else is gonna. This might be the last time a team even has a chance in the modern day NHL to win 3 straight Stanley Cups. When's the last time a team's ever had a chance? When's the last time a team's had a chance? The Islanders. They won 4, but guess what? There was the game was completely different. You can't even compare it.
Parity wasn't even close to a word in this league. Oh, look at it. Dude, listen, what time is it right now?
It's still going off. And this is where Stash and I regret not going downtown being at District Tavern right now. But District Tavern right now is probably a complete mess like we were for game 30.
There's an open air truck with like a flatbed on the back of it that people are getting in the back of. They're driving around downtown. It's all
we have a new gimmick.
It's like a lightning mobile. It is absolutely nuts down here still. I was trying to pay attention to you guys and trying to see what else is going on around here. Looking at tweets, John Cooper said, maybe Torch was right. He created a monster. Was just his quote after the game. So,
absolutely,
I can't disrespect it, and I love all these predictions.
The Blue Jackets are Torch and the Blue Jackets are basically, you know, they were our Japan like to the U.S. They woke up a monster, and the world has no clue what to do with it. They don't know how to respond to it. They're just watching it happen, and we're going to keep winning.
Here's the thing:
we're going to do it again. Colorado, I don't fear.
I have had zero fear from the Western Conference for the last, except for St. Louis.
You guys are nuts. You guys are nuts.
No, St. Louis is the only team in the Western Conference that plays defense. They're the only ones. And Bennington was a goalie that changed his game in the playoffs. He was the guy that elevated his game. His attitude is ass. He's not a guy that you really necessarily want in goal, but in the playoffs he changed his game, and he helped them. That was the last team to win Stanley Cup, not named the Tampa Bay Lightning. And if they didn't take out Bennington, I don't think Colorado gets through them. I really don't. I really don't. And you know what? Kadri's coming back from a thumb surgery. Even if he's on the ice, he's going to be in some kind of a cast. He's going to be some kind of limited mobility with his top thumb. The other guy, I forgot his name. I still didn't go back and do my research between this game and remember his name.
They're playing. It doesn't matter what the.
But they're going to have limited hands. If they're injured with hand issues,
doesn't matter.
It
Doesn't matter. I play hockey. You don't. It doesn't matter. I'm in the Stanley Cup Finals.
I mean, I don't. The guys that have won Stanley Cup champ.
They were
the guys
big
that
gloves.
won Stanley Cup. I'm going on the guys that won Stanley Cups that said it matters if it's a thumb, because then you can't really change your angle. You can't change the way you're gripping the stick if you're in a cast. Have you ever played hockey in a cast? And your hand inside of a glove, where they had to like cut two fingers apart so you could put your hand in together? Like that's what they're talking about. It matters. It matters the way you can manipulate the stick. That's all I'm saying. These guys are goal scorers. Is it going to change? Is it going to keep them out? No. Are they going to be as 100% efficient? No, they're not. Simply, they won't. And if Point comes back, we're going to see what everyone said was the most tired team in the league after all the hockey they played after the last 3 years. Suddenly, that was the commentary about the Rangers. They're so tired. They played so much hockey. But they're the youngest team in the league, and they just went on an unexpected run. The Lightning had played way more hockey. Sure, they had 9 days off, but they played so much hockey. And
hey, we got breaking news here.
Healthy. Stash is on the box. Let's get them out.
Breaking news from David. The last time a team has won 3 in a row was 1980 to 1983 when I was just born. Before that, it was once in the 70s, once in the 60s. Well, I guess once in the 50s, once in the 40s. Yeah. And back then there were like 10 teams. Toronto Maple Leafs and Montreal Canadiens. Haven't sniffed a cup in years.
And not in the 90s. Right? It didn't happen in the 90s.
Didn't happen in the zeros. Didn't happen in the ones or tens.
Yeah.
Here we are, the 2020s, and what arguably is the hardest time to play hockey. You think the Lightning would lose to the 1977 Montreal Canadiens? They would wipe the fucking floor with them.
Yeah.
They would wipe the floor.
Even with no salary cap. Even as Earl also says, no salary cap. Even with no salary cap, we would still win.
That's why they need to finish this off. They need to get the respect they deserve as one of the greatest dynasties in NHL history, if not the greatest. I said it. The greatest.
I'm not gonna lie.
Finish it off.
Listen, I'm not gonna lie.
How's the NHL gonna love that? A team from Tampa, Florida, that's potentially the greatest dynasty the league's ever seen. It's going to be crazy. I'm going to love it. I'm going to leave you guys real quick with my 3 stars for the night. 1, Stamkos. Hands down, Stamkos. Dude killed it. That's my captain. He's an amazing guy. 2, Vasky. Lights out again. That 1 goal, it is what it is. Different year. We're not getting the shutout, the closeout, but that's fine. Different year, different path. 3rd star, the fans. Amalie Arena shook that place. I don't care what they showed on TV. If anybody heard it or not, the fans, the Thunder, they came, they represented it, and we're going to be back there, and we're going to lift another cup with the team, and we're going to celebrate another Broke Parade, and we're going to have another round. With that,
we're going to be looking for. We'll be looking for the Ric Flair after that. Right?
Woo!
Am I wrong though?
Let's do it, fellas.
I'm not gonna lie, dude. I'm peeking ahead. I'm peeking a little bit ahead now.
Thanks, Derek.
We're on the precipice of greatness.
Good one.
All right, man. See you later.
Why
4 more to go, Stash. Let's give Derek a.
Why not think about it though? I'm just saying though. Why not think about it now? Right? Like what? So even if this team has to reload, we've already done it now. We've already done it. Breezeball's already done it. Coop
to me, it doesn't matter
if
they win or lose. It doesn't matter to me if they win or lose. They're one of the best of all times.
We said it at the beginning of this playoff run. We said it at the beginning of the playoff run. Go back and roll the footage. We could do it. Well, we don't do it, but like you can go back and watch. We do that. We talked about it. Like whether we did it, whether we go deep or not, we've proven I'm falling into the trap that I hate to say. I hate to say we. I don't like to say we, but it's been so long and so deep. We as a show have been doing this so long. It's hard not to say we. But
like we said in the
they've
green
shown-
room, we said in the green room last game that we were joking how if we were going to lose it, we wanted to lose it in the beginning. Now this team is like, fuck it, we're this far.
Yeah,
let's go get a cup.
Hey, we've only got one thing left to do. Let's go fucking win it all, right?
Something that has been left out of it tonight, though, is those assists tonight on Stammer's first goal. Palat and Sergachev.
Yep.
Palat, I thought, had been the name of this series. Of all these wins, Palat has factored in every single game that we have won.
Yeah.
So he do that
all
last,
4 games.
Didn't he do that last Eastern Conference Finals? He's like the Eastern Conference Final
ECF champ.
Beast.
King.
Like he always shows up for the conference finals. And you know what's funny? You can think back not too long ago, a couple months ago, he couldn't buy a goal.
You couldn't buy a good play.
But remember, he started the season hot. The season started
Yep.
with him winning games for us like crazy.
Yep.
But here's what happens in hockey. You play the right way, you go to
Get
the right
rewarded.
spots, and you work hard. He goes to the
rewarded.
dirty spots. He does everything right, and you get rewarded. And he gets rewarded in the playoffs every year now.
Well,
since he started.
You know,
Go
and it's
back
funny
to
because they said
2015.
in the second intermission they were saying that the Stamkos goal was a gift of a goal, and I said bullshit.
It
That's not a gift
was.
of a goal. That's a
It was.
reward
Come
for
on.
playing the right way. You know what I'm saying? No, because I think they're saying you get the goal because of the shot itself and the angle and it caught him off guard. But bullshit. That's reaping the rewards of playing the right way, right? Like that's doing it the right way. So you
deserve
never
that
know where you're going to shoot from. You've always got to be on guard. You never know when this team is going to pinch, when they're going to forecheck. If this team is on there, but like there's no better disciplined team in the NHL. Period. And in this current phase of what this game is, discipline wins. And Coop knows it. He's got the recipe. And every single guy in that locker room that suits up with that bolt on their chest buys into that. Discipline wins in the playoffs. That's how they're winning.
It's crazy. And then you look ahead to the next round, and we'll give our predictions here in the next 5 minutes here. Actually, we'll go to that next. And then we'll do some giveaways, and then heck, we might as well get out of here because it's past 12 o'clock. And Tom's school's going to drive home still.
Hey, there's still plenty of people down there. There's a lot of traffic, I'm sure. Don't worry about it. We got time.
I sent you also the playoff schedule there, Shooter, in Messenger, because it's confirmed to be final now.
I'll be right back. I'll be right back. You guys do what you got to do. I'll be right back in 2.
What we got here, so Wednesday, that's when we thought it would start if we win all 8 o'clock start times, which is great for our...
and it's going to be on ABC. ABC's carrying the finals.
Oh, that's great. So ABC, that makes sense. They're affiliated or owned by ESPN. All Disney. Who
I think it's going to be on both. I think it's going to be on ESPN and ABC locally.
Makes sense. So we got Wednesday, Saturday, a little bit of a break in between those games. Okay. Monday, it will be here back in Tampa. Thanks NHL. Thanks for the Monday game there. Appreciate it. Wednesday here in Tampa. Hopefully the series will be done Wednesday, June 22nd. We'll be celebrating that three-peat. But if it goes further than that, which it probably will, Friday back in Colorado. Sunday, June 26th, back here in Tampa. That sounds like a good date to win a Stanley Cup too. And then Tuesday, June 28th, if we make it to a Game 7, that will be back in Colorado. Man, Schoolie, how do you feel about this matchup? Because I think the Stash is way too overconfident. I think some of you guys in the chat are way too overconfident. Colorado is a beast right now. You could talk about who they played. It doesn't matter. They win the game.
No, I think they're a scoring team, which we saw that in Florida. I think this is going to be another Florida matchup. They do not have a goalie, and I think it's the same thing. I think the same results could happen with us against the Florida Panthers as in the Colorado. I think they both had the great scoring, They do 5 or 6. Cal McCarr, he's not a great defenseman. He's a good scorer, better blue line scorer. Their goalie situation, they're really not. Is it Kempter? Is it Francois? But they both, we saw them against Edmonton give up some big goals. So I think this is very comparable to the Florida Panthers, where they score the 5 to 6. We saw that in Edmonton when they were doing shootouts. And we don't have Mike Smith in our goalie. We have Vasi as our goalie, and if need be, we got Moose, who I'm confident in.
Moose is not playing. Stop it.
No, but if need be, he said, and,
right.
And this is what I'm saying though is that they haven't played defense at all. A team that plays real defense.
Yep.
St. Louis is the best defensive team in the West, and even they are shaky at best, right? And
I thought Nashville would have took it to them had Saros been playing. I thought Nashville could have won it.
Once again,
Nashville couldn't win a game.
Listen, well, here's two things though that saved the Avalanche this postseason. Their two biggest bugaboos: Nashville didn't have Saros, and Vegas shit the bed and didn't make the playoffs.
Yep.
Right. And then Kadri took out Bennington. Now Kadri's going to be hurt. Right. So, and this is what I was talking about. As soon as the game was over, I was talking about who we're going to play again. Poor Mrs. Stash, my wife Nikki. She is the sounding board, right? Like all game long. I'm just always stealing material off of her, and she's like, "Yeah, yep, totally." And listen, she's an amazing fan. Like after we've been together now for 15 years, and I've created a monster just as much as Tortorella created a monster in this current team. Like my wife is a legitimate Lightning fan outside of myself. Like she doesn't care about my fandom. She herself is an ultimate fan. But yeah, I'm always like working on my material during the game. She's like, yeah, whatever, man, stop, blah, 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 blah. But what I said is that we are to beat the Eastern Conference version of the Avalanche and the Panthers.
Yep.
And they are the Eastern Conference version. Am I like seriously? Bobrovsky and Kemper are basically the same. Honestly, like they're basically the same goalie. And then the way that
they might not even go with Kemper. They might go with Francois.
Well, if he's healthy,
no, they're going Kemper first. They will go Kemper first.
If he's healthy, I think they're going Kemper. 100%.
The second we run Kemper out and we beat them
first game,
they're gonna go back.
And they're going to go back and forth, and then that's it. As soon as you got listen,
no, that's a huge advantage for them. They have two goalies to pick from. Two are okay, and then they're going to get to pick the hottest one.
Yeah, but we're going to get to break their will whenever they think their best goalie just gets run.
I think they remind me a lot of Montreal last year.
Nuts, man. You guys are nuts.
I think they were a lot of Montreal.
Listen. This is like everyone talking about the Rangers, this and that. They're their most resilient team. Oh, they won all these elimination games. Yeah, they've been in so many elimination games. You know who hasn't been in elimination games? The Lightning. Lightning don't get there twice.
The Avalanche have lost 2 games. They've lost 2 games in the playoffs.
But when did they get to a game 7 though? Twice in the last 3 years only.
Yeah,
right?
And guess who else was losing those game 7s a couple years ago? If you look at not a couple years
Colorado,
ago. If you look at Colorado compared to us, they're us a couple years ago.
No, they're
us a couple years ago.
They got lucky that Saros. You even said you thought that the Preds would have been better with Saros. That's a different team. I don't know that they lose that series, but that's at least a 6-game series with Saros in that. Wrong?
What do you know?
Right?
Rob Peterman coming in with the comment here. Shooter and Vegas are on the same page here, and guess what? The house always wins.
No, the house wins in Vegas because the 190 is going to cover all the guys that are betting the fucking plus 220 for the Lightning.
Listen, the Lightning haven't been favored at all this playoffs.
No,
so.
and again, like we're talking about Derek, we're talking about with everyone that's called in. Really, this team just doesn't get the respect still. Why?
I'm not being a Debbie Downer. I'm just saying you need to respect your opponent. There's a reason why I didn't have Vasi is better on here any of the other games this series.
No.
Because
well, he is now.
If you want to make him, if he's better, let's see it, and we saw it.
Well, I'm sorry, Debbie. What?
Debbie.
The second you underestimate your opponent, because I hope the Lightning don't have the same attitude as you guys. The second you underestimate your opponent is the second you lose to your opponent. And guess what? We haven't beat Colorado Avalanche one time this year yet.
Guess who else we didn't beat one time this
Rangers.
year?
I still think you can't compare the Rangers with the Colorado Avalanche. They're not even in the same
I think
breath.
you can, because you know what? The Rangers have a much better goaltender and a much better back end. They have a much better back end. Okay, just do the Avalanche have a better talented forward group? Absolutely. There's no even just like you can't dispute that. They have a better forward end. But everyone that's loving the Kel McCarr era is about to have their eyes open to what real defense is. What real defense is. Because I don't give a fuck how many points he gets. I'm sorry. I'm going to get aggressive and get mad. I don't care about McCarr and how many points he has. Bobby Orr, blah, blah. You know what? Bobby Orr played two ways. Bobby Orr played defense. McCarr shut down McKinnon on a couple of plays. That team did not play defense. That team does not play defense. Victor Hedman leads the way. He is an example for the entire team. You know why he doesn't get a Norris Trophy? Because he doesn't score. You know what he does get? Conn Smythe trophies. He gets Stanley Cup parades on a boat. That's what's going to happen when Colorado faces our team. That's all there is to it. They don't play defense in the Western Conference. They don't. We are the most disciplined team in the league, and they are not going to get the chances that they got against Edmonton.
All right, well, let's go around them. So 2020, Dallas beat them in 6. Last year, beat Montreal in 5, and I still think we could have beat them in 4. And
mysterious users are saying this is the series that's supposed to happen last year. This is the series that's supposed to happen last 2 years.
Mm-hmm. This is the heavyweight matchup that the Lightning have not had in the Stanley Cup Finals, because we always thought it was going to be Colorado for the last 2 years. And once again,
I think Dallas was the heavyweight matchup.
No, they weren't. Dallas was not. Dallas got on a streak
that was the
because of their goalie.
Western Conference hockey. I agree with Thomas.
Because their goalie last year was fucked up because the seeding was messed up, and we played a team in our own division that got lucky to be there.
Hey.
And this year listen, you said you don't want a Mickey Mouse Cup. You said you don't want a COVID Cup.
No, yeah.
Here you go. Here you go. There's nothing you can say about this team if they win this
They beat
series.
Toronto. They beat Toronto. When Toronto was supposed to be there, that they broke out. Oh, the Lightning were supposed to be tired. They played more hockey than anybody else the last 3 years. All these bylines, all these things. They were rusty coming in. Oh, Stamkos ended up having a record season, one of the hottest guys going into the postseason. Toronto comes in, probably a little bit more to play for early on. Lightning find their game, finish it out dominating fashion this last 3 games. Dominated the last 3 games. Go in, win 4 in a row against the best team, quote unquote, in the regular season, right? Shut them down. 3 goals in 4 games. And then they get 9 days off as a punishment. Their reward for sweeping the best team in the league is 9 days off. And then they get to face the comeback kids. The wannabe Lightning find-a-ways. That's who they get to face after 9 days of rest. Caught a little flat. Out of the routine, Vasi especially. The defensive guys, like the team defense, out of sync. Halfway through that second game, they found it, and then boom, basically won 4.5 games in a row. I think they're no less impressive than what Colorado has done. I really don't. I don't see how Colorado is some juggernaut where the Lightning play some of the most disciplined, most concise and precise and beautifully textbook hockey I've ever seen in my life. And the Colorado Avalanche are just out there just trying to outscore the other team.
I think the difference is between how you guys look at it and how I look at it is you guys just look at this year. I look at what they've done the last 5 years to build to get to this point, just like we saw the Lightning build to get to the point to win their first Stanley Cup. I think it's going to be way harder than you guys think it's going to be. I think it's going to go 7 games. We will win the Stanley Cup at Ball Arena, Game 7. What was the date on that, Thomas Schooley? I took it down. That would be on June 28th, Tuesday, June 28th. Haven't we won all our Stanley Cups on Tuesday, or was that Monday?
Mondays.
What was that? Sorry, I'm rating.
Haven't we won? We've won all our Stanley Cups on a Monday or Tuesday?
Monday.
We don't have a Monday game that we can clinch on. So we're going to win on Tuesday, June 28th, Game 7 in Colorado at Ball Arena. What do you guys say?
I just don't think that you could talk about them, what they've done leading up to this, and I understand what you're saying, but there's a difference in leading up to it and getting deep, and then like the Rangers did right now, right, and then just getting edged out a little bit. Honestly, in the long run, like sure they got outplayed straight up, but like if they feel good about the series, they got deep. The Avalanche finally made it past the second round this year. Now they're in the finals. Like that's not what the Lightning have done. The Lightning are consistently in the third round, fourth round, third round, second round, third round. Finally, they got swept by a team that shouldn't have beat them, and they're at least a monster. I just don't. Oh man, I watched them. I watched plenty of Avalanche hockey. I was there in that market back in the 90s when they had that rivalry that ESPN is about to probably have their best 30 for 30 of all time about, right? Like I was there. I watched it play out in real. And I moved here right whenever the Detroit won their the Avalanche won that last cup. Right before the Lightning did. I followed them. But I don't know, man. I just don't think that they're as deep as everyone thinks they are. And I don't think that they're physically ready to play against a team that is willing to basically play 80s hockey against you. They're going to trap the fuck out of you. They're not going to get there. They are willing to play a 0-0 game and to play. They would play an overtime 0-0 game every game. That's why the Lightning are willing to do that, right? The Lightning are willing to go into a game and say, if it's 0-0 after 3 periods, we are confident.
I don't know. We've seen how they're like, no, we're not playing overtime. We'll just score in the last.
Well, that's what I'm saying, though. Right. Well,
I like
Coop
that.
said they hate playing in overtime. Maybe they're so like they've had enough of it the last few years. We're not doing it now. But still, they would still be as confident. That's what I'm saying, though, right? They just don't. They don't bend. They don't give in. They don't concede. Coop said it on Quest for the Stanley Cup. We saw it like, at some point, this team's going to decide to lose. I said that in Game 5 about the Rangers. I parroted Coop. I said, at some point, this team is going to decide to lose. And I thought I saw it in Game 5. They decided to lose. After that second goal, you look at that bench. I mean, Game 4, we even talked about it, right? How deflated that or Game 3, the last second win, how deflated that team looked. They never recovered. That team is slow, and they never recovered from that. All you got to do is go into Colorado, punch them in the mouth in the first period, and slow them down and not give them the chances they've seen versus every weak-ass Western Conference team they've played so far. Don't give them 3 goals in the first period. They're going to be scared. They're going to be nervous.
Are you going to give your prediction?
5 because I respect them.
5. So they're going to win 1 game. Let me give some stats here real quick before we get schoolies. Colorado outscored us in the regular season by a lot. They also only allowed 5 more goals in the regular season. In the playoffs, we've allowed more goals than they have, and they've outscored us by 13. we're not playing some team that's just going to lay down, guys.
Right.
I tell you.
Did the Rangers lay down?
By 7, you're
I don't
going
think the
5.
Rangers lay down.
Schoolie. I don't think you can compare the Rangers to the Avalanche at all. I don't think you can compare the two teams.
I'm just saying, you're saying that we're not going to play a team that lays down. I didn't say they're going to lay down. They don't have to lay down for us to beat them 4-1. They don't have to lay down to be beaten. That's all I'm saying.
Schoolie, what do you think?
I was watching all the execs of the team are walking out now with their Eastern Championship hats
Well, call
that aren't
them over,
available.
man. What are you doing?
Yeah, bro. So don't be creeping in the bushes. Be like, yo!
They're not
Celebration!
available in the team store, and then everybody that was invited to the after party is now starting to walk out. So the players should
call them
leaving
over.
here
What are you
momentarily.
doing, man? That's why we have you in the bush.
Next is not taking over the bush because I
think
have no fear of joining that crew.
I think Lightning in 5. I have a feeling Colorado is going to have some rust on that first game. We take the first game. Colorado will take the second game in Colorado.
Yep.
We take 3, 4, and then win it in Colorado and have a party at the airport.
I'll be at the airport if that happens.
Oh, we'll be a Shelter. I'll have a keg.
Yeah.
Yes, we will load up the truck with a keg at the airport.
We have dual Rams. By the way, those of you that don't follow us don't realize that Sugar and the Stash drive the same truck. We do. We both drive Rams.
That's how serious they take it. I drive a Camry.
No, you drive the Swagmobile. We talked about this before. We were talking about it before coming on the show. Okay, how about this? Let's do a little poll real quick. Just in the chat. Those of us that are left, hour 25, almost 30 minutes into the show. Who here buys swag from every single round of playoff victories or whatnot? Thomas Schooley buys it all. Stash, myself, and Shooter, we decide we basically only buy championship, like Stanley Cup stuff, right, Shooter? We only buy like.
I'm not buying Eastern Conference shit.
No, I'm not buying Eastern Conference anything.
I'll tell you
Not
what,
me.
Eastern Conference.
You see my flags.
If somebody wants to buy me an Eastern Conference hat, I'll stick it in the closet and wear it when I go to the gym or something.
Yeah,
I'm wearing Stanley Cup gear, Stanley Cup champion gear, and
But
I'm waiting for that 3-peat merch.
There's a method to my madness. I have to wait until I buy the matchup puck at the beginning of the matchup before game 1. Then I don't buy the matchup shirts until the matchup is over with, because the first round this year, they did not have the shirts ready. So I couldn't buy it at game 1. So I ended up buying it when the series was over. So it's one of my superstitions. It's fucked up. I'm sorry.
See, I'm with Debbie Keene Olsen here in the chat because she said she tries to buy for round, but she's picky, and that's me. Like
the shirts this year, this year does suck. It's a white shirt and it just says Eastern Conference.
They're
like,
always
I would
so
much
plain.
rather buy stuff from our co-sponsor, whatever we call them, Smack Apparel. I'd rather
Smack's gonna have something. 1771 is gonna have something.
17-1. And this is a segue that I've been wanting to do. This is our core viewers now. We're not pandering to people that are just tuning in because of playoffs. We're deep in it now, hour and a half. What we give away a lot of other people's stuff. I've been kicking around finally creating our own merch. So We the Thunder / Shoot in the Stash branded merchandise. What about you guys out there? You think you guys would support that if we kind of started trying to make our own way? We'll still support Smack, we'll still support all those other guys, but like, what if we finally started trying to get a way to create our brand? You guys start like Sarah, a lot of all the other people out there making shirts just for us. What if we create a way so you guys could get some of that stuff too? You know what I mean? Because in the end, like we've gone long ways. We've been here for a long time. Now it's time for us to start expanding and get you guys to really start building this brand with us, because we're all one community, right?
I want a Thomas Schooley
Bush
hacker shirt.
Yes, dude. I want a Bush hacker hat. I want a bucket.
A Bush hacker.
Some kind of yeah. I need my own Bush hacker. Don't we all?
We have been approached by what's it called, Manscaped, as a sponsor. Holy crap! We should probably be exploring that with all the bush talk on this show.
We should reach out to them. I would hold it here in the bush.
Oh, they've reached out to us before. Trust me, they reach out to if you like think of having a podcast, Manscaped reaches out to you, just so you know. But it's kind of like a scam. Like you gotta get like so many people to buy one, and then like you get the sponsor.
I don't want to pimp anybody else. Well, I don't want to pimp national brands. I love the reason that we support and give away the things that we do is because they're all local. Those are all people right here in our community that have an actual physical, real tie to this team and this fan base and this metro area. That's what we give away stuff to. So
there can't be any merchandise with me.
Yeah.
I don't believe I said 7 games. It's not. I like this one. True to the stash in the Stanley Cup. Let's forget about Schooley.
Okay. He gets his own line.
Maybe he could be in the Stanley Cup.
You and me are lumped in together. We get Stanley, or it's Schooley in the bush, right? Shooting the stash, Schooley in the bush, right? We could do it. It's a whole line. It's a whole line.
I think
we could get bush color nail polish for the ladies.
Bush hacker.
Maybe Sonia Bryson can get her own glitter green, endorsed line. She's a friend of the show. Get her own lipstick.
This has to end. This has to end.
This has only begun. This is only beginning.
5 games for you guys, 7 games for me. We're on to the Stanley Cup Finals. It doesn't even feel real that this has happened again.
That's what I was saying, man.
It's so weird. It's so strange to me that this has happened because I didn't think that we were gonna. I didn't think that we had it in us when we begin the playoffs. I never said it on this show because I always said I believed on the show.
Right.
But the way the team played, the way things kind of unfolded throughout the season, I don't know if I did believe.
I believe.
I don't know if I did.
I believed
when we went into the playoffs, but I'll tell you what, I ain't betting against the Lightning. No fucking chance I'm betting against the Lightning at this point.
Truly, I believe, but I was scared. It's like, I don't know. Like, I don't know what to compare it to. I really don't. But like, I believed that we were going to get 3 in a row, but I just didn't. Like, I didn't want to jinx it, I guess. Like, I didn't want to believe too hard. You know what I mean? Right? Like, if you believe too hard, then jinx it. Like, then you're like, oh, you're too cocky, you're too confident, you're going with too much hubris. Blah, blah. I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to believe that hard. But I did. Deep down in my heart, right down in a little bit of my little O here in this McDonough signed by Sergey jersey, I believed. I believe that we will. I believe that we will win 3 in a row. I did. I believed it. And but I was afraid. Like I said, I was afraid to believe. I'm not going to lie.
All right, Shooter, let's get your predictions and get the hell out of here.
I said 7 games.
You said 7.
Hey,
we both said 5.
We've gotten this question a couple of times about the mile high air. Like, I mean, I guess it does affect.
There's only one mile high air we're worried about in Colorado.
Well, I mean, it's a legit thing. They're a mile high. These guys are skating hard. It comes up in sports. I mean, I don't know. Like if you go to Colorado, it affects you. The first, I would say maybe what they do is they go out like
tomorrow,
Monday, right? They go out Monday.
Yeah, Monday.
Because
Monday for sure.
once you can kind of get used to it a little bit, that helps right away. But I mean, I don't know. I don't think
I go out there routinely. I go to Colorado routinely. My parents live in Aurora, close suburb of Denver. I'm usually out there once a year, if not once every 18 months. And even my fat ass, out of shape, 42-year-old ass can go climb Red Rocks and see my favorite band and drink beers and eat cheeseburgers, and I have no problems doing that. These are high level.
Yeah,
athletes.
but it does. I don't think that matters. I think Well, I was in Colorado earlier this year, and 2 people in my family got altitude sickness. It doesn't affect me one bit. I've never gotten altitude sickness, but
No, we're elite level human beings. That's what I'm saying.
well, that's true.
Just like that.
We do eat our vitamins and we say our prayers, and
I eat my beef.
we're Hulkamaniacs
and I mow my
too.
lawn. Yeah, I eat my beef. I mow my lawn. I drink my beer. I'm an American. Of course, I'm fine.
I like this comment.
I will say though, yeah,
Hockey Tampa Bay. Appreciate that comment.
Yeah, man. But anyway,
All right.
listen, it's gonna be a good
Predictions
series, but I do believe that people are just wishing Colorado was better than they are. So there we go. Run it for the shirt. Run it for the giveaway.
This is
quick little
Electronics.
a quick little tidbit that ESPN they shipped. Aaron Span.
Didn't he win the last one?
I think so.
He's won recently.
But it was a shirt.
He won the shirt.
All right, Aaron, we're gonna give it to you, bud.
Yep.
We like you that much, and you're lucky as fuck.
And I already have your stuff, so you don't have to send it again. So ESPN shipped all of their cameras and everything starting earlier today from Madison Square Gardens to Colorado. And by chance, if there was a Game 7, all the equipment from Tampa was going to be driven overnight to MSG. But all the stuff was pulled out of MSG as of early this morning to start headed to Colorado.
Like I said, they shot their wad in Game 5, having their huge production and everything right there. And I think it's going to be pretty lame that even in the SCF or in the SCF the final, I don't think they're going to be on location for either team. Do you?
I think they will. Their first year back, they will.
I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I mean, Denver does a good job of putting it on. Like, they have that whole road down there, and they've got like the numbers of all the players on the wire and all that stuff. But like, I don't know that a city or an area puts on for a team in this league the way our fan base does right around here. We put on for our city. So, hey,
can I give away a Smack Apparel shirt?
Do it. Shut it down.
Wait.
I'm done.
Guess
I'm
who's
done.
walking?
I'm done.
Look who's walking around the alley.
Is it Retcher? Retcher's reaction.
Retcher.
He's on the phone. He's going to big time us. He's not going to come talk to us. He's too busy on the phone.
He's on the phone with his girlfriend.
Oh, he's too busy on the phone with his wife. No, too busy. Big timing us. No, can't.
All right, hey, listen, Smack Apparel, Earl Olsen. He
Oh,
gave me some crap earlier, but I'm still giving him.
Let's just rapid reaction right here.
Can we get some Jay Retcher predictions for next round? Like,
going 7, I think. Going 7. Colorado's good, man. I think that you're gonna see early on in the series a little rust. I mean, they've been off since who's played last, Colorado or Braden Point? It's a good question.
Definitely Colorado.
I don't even know Colorado's on their team. I was like, oh yeah, they're good. They're still playing. Like, it's got to be so weird. They've been playing golf or something. Like, oh yeah, our season's still going. But it's going to be so good, man. It's going to be such a great series. So the Lightning playing good defense, man. I think that's going to be the key. Colorado. I mean, I don't know if we're going to see a 9-7 game, but if we do, I'll be in the building for it, and you guys can do a badass post-game show after it. So it'll be great. So.
Hey, and if we do see a 9-7 game, we know we can win those types of games too. So
yeah, we can do it all. 9-7, 2-1. That's the thing with Colorado is, like, can they win that 2-0 game? And who's playing goalie for them? It ain't Patrick Waugh.
Thomas Schooley.
Yeah, well, Thomas
in the bush. Schooley in the bush.
How's the show been going?
Hey, we're just popping off, man. I mean, we got a lot of competition these days, but hey. We like it.
We got some tough competition.
We don't have the Jay's quick reaction like you do.
Retcher's rapid reaction. I gotta get.
Hey, we don't got the 3 R's.
So I don't interfere with your stuff.
Hey, we don't have the 3 R's. We don't have Chief. We don't have Gabby.
I have to go watch Jay's reaction like when we finish our show, like 2 hours after the game ends, and then I like it. I'm like, all right, Jay.
Yeah, it's great. I'm getting on TikTok now too, which is kind of crazy.
Hey, but listen, man, shout out to you. Honestly, I love everything that's happened to you. You deserve everything that's going on this season. you've definitely rose up the ranks, and you deserve it because you work hard. You have great takes. You're a great person, and you promote everyone around you. So thanks for stopping by, putting your face on our show tonight after all the hard work you did inside our barn and traveling around the world. Now you jet setter and you king handshaker. I saw that.
Oh, listen,
I seen you with the king. I seen you.
That's a beautiful human being, man. You know what I mean? I'm happily my
In more ways
girlfriend,
than one.
but when he walked in, I go, damn, that's a pretty dude right there.
Yes.
So listen,
Yes.
man, our ride's here, but I love you guys. Keep up the great work. Of course, man, you guys crush it all the time. Schoolie, Shooter, Stash, all the people, the interaction. I mean, you guys are Bolts Nation. You're one of the voices of Bolts Nation. So, man, you guys definitely, you're part of this whole thing too. So we love you guys. Keep kicking ass. Go Bolts. Winning it in 7, 3 straight cups, going down in history. Badass.
We'll see you in the next round, brother.
See y'all. Peace out.
All right, so now we've heard from the professional who totally agrees with everything Shooter said. Basically, it's almost a mirror image of the reporting that I've given you.
By the way, he was a little drunk.
Oh.
Hey, all right, so let's wrap this up, please. Earl,
Can we?
Smack Apparel, shoot us a message. We got a shirt coming your way. We got one more for Pucks and Pizza. I haven't seen Chris. He might have been here earlier. Stash, you want to do it, or you want me to pick one?
I mean, I started some. What do you want to
Pucks and,
I got one. I got one, actually.
Pucks and Pizza is in Palm Harbor, Tampa Road.
No, shit. The guy I was going to give it to is in Japan. So
that's going to be a long drive for him.
Yeah, you pick one then.
All right, let's go.
Yep,
Shane,
that's the one I was looking at.
Shane Broderick. Hopefully you're over here in Pinellas. If not, Pucks and Pizza. Worth the drive. It's pizza, right? Get yourself a puck. Colorado is the B team of the strip club. There you go. And you know those boys ain't going to be able to resist going to the strip club when they come out here to Tampa. They only get to play here once a year. By the way, both matchups versus Colorado went to overtime, then a shootout, and we lost both games in the shootout. So, hey, we might get back in some overtime games this Stanley Cup Finals. I can't wait for it. It starts on Wednesday. We're going to be here after the game.
I'll be in New
Anything else,
Mexico.
boys?
Oh, yeah, I'll be in New Mexico for games 1 and 2.
Are you going to dial in, or are you just going to?
I'll be broadcasting from there.
All right, good.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I won't be able to. I was trying to go to one of the games in Colorado, but family circumstances being what they are, I have to be in New Mexico. So I'll be back, though, for games 3 and 4. And I don't have a son in town. He's with his grandparents right now in Tallahassee. So there's a very good chance I will not be home for games 3 and 4.
Hey, Shooter, can you put the address? Tell them where they can find Pucks and Pizza. I see Eric Costello.
Oh, yeah.
That's good.
Sure.
Yeah. That's actually a really good thing we haven't done enough of. Good call, Schoolie.
Pucks and Pizza is in Palm Harbor, 702 Tampa Road. If you want, I'll put this in the chat here.
Yeah.
Let me share.
It's basically like Odessa, right between. It's on Tampa Road, like between like 19 and Alt 19.
Hey, Shane's in North Carolina with Tony Vasquez, so you're going to have to pick another winner.
Well, I pick myself.
The Stash needs some pizza. There's Pucks and Pizza
going
right
on
there,
Monday.
by the way. We'll pick another one here. Let's go with
Debbie.
Who? Debbie. There you go. Debbie Olson. So if you're still there, Debbie, shoot us a message. If not, we'll message you. Don't
Calling
worry.
in.
We've been slacking this
Hanging
round
out.
with the giveaways. Robbie's been waiting for me to send him names. So Smack Apparel winners, don't worry. You're going to get your shirts here, hopefully before the Stanley Cup Finals. Anything else, boys?
Game
it's
on.
Trashed out here. It's trashed out here. There's still 20 people here, but it looks like we won the Stanley Cup.
Pick up your trash, people. Pick up your trash. I'll tell you
Maybe
what.
Maybe I'll be down there for game 3 and 4 just to be a community service and
there you go.
Clean up.
No, listen, man. I've done that my whole life. I don't care, man.
The giant looks over you and says, "Grab your trash." Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'll pick it up for you.
Hey,
you don't want that. I'll follow you to your car.
Can we watch a goal that happened 21 seconds
21
after
seconds later, and
New
they
York
wanted
tied the game,
do it.
and I was losing my
Finish
mind.
the show. 1 hour 43 minutes after we started.
How's it going?
Let's see it.
They'll feed it up the middle. Miller a block. Lafreniere, who drew the penalty, steals and dumps it in. Hedman up the far side for Andre Palat. Leads Kucherov on the right side at center. Across
Got
the
him,
line, right
Kuch. You
point.
got him.
In front for Stamkos. Shoots! Dave Shesterkin. It's in! Score!
Sorry.
Now Shesterkin is saying it was knocked off his glove. It is.
Shesterkin said immediately he kicked it in. He kicked it in.
We're going to have to see a replay on this.
Yeah, we're going to have to see something. Now the linesman is talking to the referee.
No kicking motion, though.
I don't
Stamkos
know.
has no doubt, though, that this is a goal.
It went in the net. That's all I know.
Shesterkin stopped it with his glove, but eventually went in the net. Here's the replay, Phil.
He shoots.
Oh, he bobbled it. He bobbled it, no doubt.
Yeah,
that's a goal. That is a goal for
Unbelievable.
That's a goal.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it. Crazy game. Steven Stamkos. The one thing I really love about this game is when have we seen Steven Stamkos be the hero in the playoffs?
The whole game hero, not just like a play or like a win-win for the Gipper. No, we haven't. We haven't.
Finally getting his time to show that he's the best captain in the NHL.
We were supposed to see Chris Kreider, right? He was the guy. There was for the Rangers. There was captain elimination game, right?
But he never has been. That's the problem.
Well,
he never has been. And
he was Mr. Power Play all season, all of his goals, Mr. Power Play. And then what happens in this postseason? Eventually they stop calling shit, dude. Eventually they do. And then it just comes down to who plays more discipline.
All right. Hey, here we are. Back to the Stanley Cup Finals. We're never going to stop doing this show.
We're never going to be done. We're not fucking leaving.
I gotta go
We're not
home.
fucking leaving.
Thomas Gooley's sleeping there tonight.
I gotta be at work at 7 a.m.
I'll tell you what. This has been We the Thunder. Do not ever forget to be the Thunder.
That's it?
That's fucking it. That's not.